when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different type of attachment to it. You're going to have a cold day in hell for somebody trying to take this from you. We live by this, we die by this. We don't surrender, we don't retreat. Every man must search his own soul. I listen to that quote every morning.
Mr. 180's in the building. Let's go. We go live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 180, and you already know what time it is. Listen, we are live on the 180 show. I missed y'all, man, and it is so much going on. It is so much going on, so I need you to hit that share button. I know y'all probably like, man, he's live on a Wednesday? Yeah, listen, you got to go with the flow, and y'all know how busy I be. And my guests, they be more busier than me. I guess that wasn't good English. My bad. Y'all know how busy that I am. And my guest is just as busy as I am as well. So listen, make sure that you hit that share button, hit that like button, turn on those post notifications. Listen, because today it is going down. When I tell you it's going down, it's going down. What am I doing? I know y'all like, man, why is he looking that way? Because I'm sharing. I'm letting people know, hey, I'm on live. It's time to tap in. Mr. 180 is in the building. But I'm not gonna let my guest sit out long because guess what? He got a good show for you. We got a good show for you. We're gonna do this thing the right way. Y'all make some noise, shoot them hard, shoot them thumbs up for Mr. Michael Mathews from Digital Radio Tracker. What's up, man?
What's up? 180 Life.
Hey, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. You the big man. Look at all them plaques on the background, man. I see them back there.
I'm the big man next to the bigger man. We just try to make things happen around here. That's all.
I'm trying to get like you. Listen, first of all, thank you so much for coming by. Let people know who you are and the name of your company.
Man, blessed. My name is Michael Mathews. I'm the president and founder of Digital Radio Tracker. We're a broadcast monitoring company where we track more than 5,000 radio stations around the world. We're labeled as we give a voice to the unheard. We're building a radio community of a lot of independent broadcasters that can come together, support one another, and continue to help uplift brands and break a lot of new music. So it's exciting times, man. We're loving it, eh? I mean, just like what you do in 180 Life, man. I mean, this is just fabulous how we can come together and commingle our brands and be able to support one another. It's a beautiful thing.
Listen. Good evening, Miss Perry. Listen, I got some, Miss Perry got some new music about to drop, and I got it queued here on the 180 show, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Good evening, Malcolm. How are you doing? Look, so we kind of do the same thing, but you're more on the music side. So you're tracking where people are being played. You're tracking these different artists. How did you get into that, man?
Well, long story short, I've been in radio marketing for 30 years. Promote a lot of music. Doing radio marketing. It's ever evolving. I mean, now you have. I mean, who would have thought we consume music from a refrigerator now? Smart speakers. There's so many ways and devices and things that music is being put to that consumer now. So what we had to do was probably about 15 years ago. 12 to 15 years ago, I started kind of looking at the whole streaming market and kind of seeing that, wait a minute, man, there's a lot of music starting to migrate online. Now, mind you, we're talking 12 to 15 years ago, not now. Yeah. And, as I started promoting a lot of music, I was working like everybody, terrestrial FM. I started noticing a lot of music was starting to get played online through podcasts, through digital streaming radio stations. At the time, it's called internet radio. And I was like, wait a minute, who's tracking this stuff? What's going on here?
Wow.
And I started calling all the usual players, all the monitoring companies. Hey, man, you guys, got any of these analytics, man? What's going on here? And I kept getting the same answer. Nobody cares. Nobody's listening to those guys over there. And I said, well, wait a minute, man. I have a lot of music. A lot of my clients' music is starting to get played. I need to know what's going on to better serve my clients. So that's really how DRT was actually born, was from an idea. The idea of I needed to create a software application that was going to be able to allow me to produce some kind of analytics for my clients, to be able to let them know that their music is being played in all these other stations that nobody was tracking. And kind of through that whole concept, as I began to create that, I had a lot of associates in the radio marketing community say, hey, you know what? I want to know what my songs are doing too. And so it kind of became a whole thing of, well, why don't we just create something and open it up for everybody to be able to enjoy, not just our company. And because we're not selfish people here. I mean, for me, it's all about lives. It's all about giving back. It's all about helping one another.
Right.
And so that was like, okay, you know what? My aha moment that, all right, let me take what I created and let me try to figure out how I can refine this thing and share it with the world. And now we have a global brand that we're building here, DRT, that it's fascinating because this streaming world, man, I'm trying to tell people, hey, it's not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. It's only getting bigger. So we're talking about refrigerators. What's going to be next? I mean, there's already 150 million cars on the road they don't even have, some of them not even thinking about FM radio. They're saying they have digital streaming radio in it now. They don't have players. Everything is changing. All the major airlines are starting to put internet radio on the airplanes. And it's just fascinating to know that a vision that God gave me 12 years ago, that how much has gravitated, how much of the industry has gravitated to it now. I mean, people who used to say nobody's listening, now look, there's more money being put in advertising in digital streaming radio than Facebook. People don't understand it. Look that up, it's facts. There's more money now going online. These advertisers ain't worried about spending money on these regular traditional terrestrial FM stations anymore. They're saying, wait a minute, I don't have to spend $500, $600 a spot for a 30-second spot anymore, when they can spend $500, $600 and reach millions of people all over the world now online.
Yes, you're right.
So it's a fascinating thing, and I'm just thankful that we're at the forefront of it. It's beautiful.
See, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand is I was talking to somebody yesterday, and you jumped in front of the time, being original at what you're doing. And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand is when you stay consistent and you say, hey, look, I know eventually it's going to come. Now, everything everybody does is streaming music, and you get to track all of it. Listen, y'all. So y'all know I bring them in, and I'm just excited because not only is he the founder of Digital Radio Tracker, he is our front cover person for August 2023, 180 Life Enterprise Magazine. Y'all got to shoot them hearts. And guess what? It's a big thing for us because this is our 30th issue. And another thing, we're like double celebrating because it's our 2-year anniversary this month. It's our 2-year anniversary with the magazine. It's our 30th issue with the magazine. And then you tell them what you're celebrating on your end.
And this is fantastic because I was just about to say, this covers our 40th cover.
Hey.
40th cover. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, in just the last couple of years, it's been overwhelming with just the exposure, the embracement from a lot of independent magazines and things like yours, and people trying to help us get the word out, man. It's very encouraging because that's what we always fail at. There's so many people that are not willing to help tell the story. And a lot of people don't really know there's a lot of creative minds, a lot of things going on behind closed doors that we have to uplift one another. We have to encourage one another because it's hard, man. It's hard out here. When you're doing something that's never been done before, I told somebody, I said, man, after I spent $1 million, I quit counting. That's what happens. You get to a point where when you're dreaming like what we're doing with DRT, it goes beyond just the money. It's you know what, you want to see it. The reality of. I mean, think about it. We're making history here. It's never been done before. There has never been people. Unfortunately, my partners are not here with me. I wish everybody was always able to get on all these calls, but it's a bunch of us of color. It's a beautiful thing when you see people come together of color and work together for a common good and say, hey, wait a minute. It's people don't even realize it. There's not one company in the world that does broadcast monitoring that's owned by people of color but DRT.
Wow.
So we're making history here. We're doing something that's revolutionary. We're making an impact in the industry we all love. We're saying, wait a minute. Why do people of color always got to be behind the mic or behind the basketball or behind the football?
Wow.
Why can't it be in an executive role? Why can't it be in a tech-related business? People don't even realize, they put the statistics out. There is less, do you know, there's less than 2% of people of color in the tech world, in the tech space.
Wow.
Less than 2%. But there's a lot of brilliant minds out here. It's that people don't get, a lot of people like to use the word inclusion. I like to use the word empowerment. Because my thing is, it's not just about including people of color. It's about empowering people of color and saying, hey, wait a minute. We deserve to make some of that money too. We deserve to be able to feed our families as well. We deserve to be able to have the same opportunities as others.
Wow.
It's called leveling the playing field. It's not about, well, there's some reparation. No, it's not reparation. It's level the playing field.
Right.
Because we all have something to bring to the table, regardless of your race or background. Is everybody should have a seat at the table.
So this is the crazy thing about it is because we met. So y'all all know what I preach. I preach your network will depict your net worth.
That's right.
Your network, I'm going to say that again, because you got to make sure that you breathe. Like I live, I breathe it. Everybody, man, how much did you get paid for this event? And I don't really go into numbers with people because there's a lot of events that I do for free because I just want to work the room. I know what I offer and I know what I can bring. But if I can just get in the room and meet one or two people, guess what?
There you go.
I know what I can bring. Like you said, I can empower and bring information where we were at an event together. The event hadn't even started. I don't want to say it started later on time, whatever. I think it was starting a little bit late. It was we were trying to get things together. Matter of fact, it was the day before the event because you had to set up the day before.
Exactly.
And we were setting up. I was late getting to Houston, Texas. Things were going on in my life. Y'all don't understand. Traveling is hard. I left San Antonio. I got to Houston. We set up. Crazy thing was, Mr. Mathews was walking through and he was like, oh man, you got a magazine. And I had stuff up and I was like, yeah, this is what I got going on. I'm not just, I didn't just start off. I'm giving them the spiel. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all know how I do. I didn't know who he was. I gave him the spiel like everybody else. And it was crazy. He was like, okay, sign me up. And I'm like, wait, I was in the middle of my spiel. Like, wait, hold up, time out. Yeah. He was like, no, sign me up. And so I'm like, all right. So it was funny because I'm signing him up. I'm getting things situated. He said, I'll be right back. And I was like, well, let me get your name and your number first. He was like, it's around your neck. I didn't know I was talking to, I had the lanyard that said digital radio tracker around my neck. And I'm like, around my neck. And I had sat there for a minute. I still have that lanyard because I keep all my VIP.
There's one sitting right here.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow. But to see how,
as a matter of fact.
Right. To see how you approached in your way of supporting, I was looking at, I had went on Instagram because I'm around a lot of people and y'all know I don't be knowing nobody. So I go on Instagram to figure out who is who, what is what, who you with, and just seeing the people that you you know what I'm saying, you was around and the people you was with. I was just like, man, just to see your inspiration to me that says, hey, you know what? I got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy thing was you showed me that everything that I stood on was right. And I say this on another aspect that my sister, shout out to Miss Perry, she's online. I told her, I said, the loudest person in the room isn't the richest person in the room.
That's right.
The loudest person in the room isn't the one with the most impact. The people with the most impact, we're the quiet ones in the corner. I'm blessed to have an international magazine. I'm blessed to be where I'm at. And just to see you, I watched you a lot that weekend. And you was the quietest one in the room. You talking. He talked to people. He's real. You down to earth. You know what I'm saying? And I was so grateful just for you to just embrace our company and really we've worked together and we've made this a success, man. And just really giving us a chance to show you what we got and what we got to offer. So we're really, really grateful, man.
And that's what's so beautiful about what you're saying, because it's funny looking back. We just met. You know what today is, right? It was 60 days ago. It was 60 days ago today we met. It was June 2nd.
Wow.
So in 60 days, in just a passing by, like you said, a passing by walking, we created this whole 30th, 40th cover, 30,
Right.
this whole 2-year anniversary, this whole concept, and we made it reality. And that's what I love about what you said, is
Right.
that your network builds your net worth, and you
Mhm.
understand that it's about action.
Wow.
And see, and I led by action when I told you, you know what? No, sign me up. Not sign me up on your mailing list. No, here's my credit card. I want to help empower what you're doing. And that's what I was talking about earlier. See, the problem we have is there's too much talk and no action. There's not enough people willing to step up and support and say,
Wow.
hey, you know what? No, I'm going to support your magazine. I'm not going to say, hey, give it to me for free. Is I'm going to say, no. I'm going to support you. I'm looking for support back. That's the way enterprise really works. And that's what people don't understand. And so I love how it's 180 life. That made me a believer even more, because now you're looking at coming full circle with it. See, that's a whole different kind of concept you got going on.
Yes, sir.
Because what we just talked about is we took a concept that was in me and your mind 60 days ago.
Yes, sir.
And we made it a reality 60 days later. And we said, no. We're going to lead by example. DRT
Yes, sir.
and Ready Life, we're going to put our entities together, and we're going to create something unique. And we're going to create a story that we're going to go out and tell in our unique way. We've done these calls. We're doing these interviews. We're answering questions. You got the magazine launching this week. All of these types of things that we're saying, hey, wait a minute, this is just the beginning. So just imagine where we're going to be 60 days from now.
Right.
That's why I always tell people is you got to start somewhere. You hopped in your car and you drove from your place to Houston, not knowing you were going to run into somebody, not knowing who you were going to meet, not knowing if you were going to make a dime, not knowing if it was even going to be worthy of your time. But you did the most important thing. And that's why I encourage anybody that's listening to this is you got to start. You have to step out there and get to moving, get behind the wheel, get your shoes on, get to stepping. That's what we did at DRT. When the idea came to me, I didn't turn and say, well, man, I don't know nothing about tech. I don't know nothing about this. The color of my skin, excuses. I don't have any money. All of these things are what everybody does. Instead of saying, no, you fail if you don't start. That's the key. And most people have failed simply because they haven't started. So whatever it is, that idea, that concept, that whatever, that light bulb moment, whatever you've had, I'm going to encourage you right here with 180 Life. We're both encouraging you. We live our dreams every day. You can too. You have to just step up, and you have to let, as I always say, the God in you speak. But most time people oppress or suppress the God, and therefore they don't speak. They don't manifest what it is that they're desired. You know, who would have thought, man, look, dude, let me tell you something. 40 covers, 180 Life, the 40th magazine cover. I did not even have a clue because I wasn't even trying to be on one.
Yeah.
I didn't know, man. I thought you got to hire some big time publicist. I thought you got to, and you know what? I to this day don't have a publicist. All of this was all through relationships and getting out there, like
building,
talking to one another, networking, putting your hands to work. And I'm sorry, I was speaking. I done outworked 100 of the top publicists out here with all the stuff that I've been able to achieve myself because I literally put my hands to work. I'm not afraid to ask for what I want. I'm not afraid to put the money there. I'm going to go there. You ain't got to say it. I'm going to say it. People cannot be afraid. Let me tell you something. You need to invest in yourself. If people see that you're willing to invest in yourself, they will invest in you. The problem is everybody wants everybody else to invest in them. Everybody wants everybody else to believe, but yet they don't believe. So that's why I always tell people I try to lead by example. I'm not better than nobody else. I just try to lead by example and say, hey, you know what? Ain't no man gave me nothing.
Say that, sir.
Every single thing. I'll say it again. Ain't no man gave me nothing. I'm going to say it in that lingo. Ain't no man gave me nothing. We had to build everything brick by brick. People look at DRT now, 12 years, like, oh, man, you know what? Oh, the company's worth X amount of $1 million. You've done this, you've done that. That means nothing, man. until you look at the journey, until you're willing to step back and look at what all the blood, sweat, and tears and everything that we went through from day one to now. Then you can tell me something. I get people all the time calling me, talking about, man, if I had it, I would do this, I would do that. And you know what I tell people? I said, no, you don't. That's why you don't have it. Everybody's quick to tell you what they would or wouldn't do, but they don't understand until they walk in your shoes. I used to drive a Bentley. I got rid of all them cars. I used to have 5 Bentleys. I got rid of all them cars. And I told somebody, I went to my barbershop one day. I was getting a barber. And you know what he said? He said, man, how come you ain't bring the Bentley out? I said, because I don't have to. I said, that's the difference between people's mindset. See, when you don't have something, you always want to ride. See, oh man, if I had a Bentley, I'd be all over. I'd be going to the beach. I'd be going here, going there. See, but when you have something, the power is in the keys. It was the fact that I know anytime I feel like it, I could go in my garage and start the car and go ride wherever I wanted to go. Yeah. But the fact that I can do that, man, that thing collected dust, man. That's why I got rid of it. I'm like, I don't even try this thing. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna go? You go down to the gas station, you probably get robbed or something. Changing. I said, man, look, my life more valuable than that car, man. I don't need that car. It ain't that serious. But I'm thankful, you know what? I experienced it because I'm like everybody else. I like nice things too. You know, but the whole thing is that your mindset, it's different. So you can't have that mentality of, oh, okay, you know, if I had this, I would do this. You don't know what you would do until you get there. Until you get there. Yes, sir. Yes, but everybody has an idea. So I always just say, you know what? Take your ideas. Good luck. Do you, because I'm going to do me. Because one thing my experience and wisdom has taught me is that I look at the journey. I don't look at just the destination. I look at everything that I had to go through to get to that point. We say, well, man, you got this, you got that. Do you know how much sacrificing I had to do for that? Talk about it, man. Talk about it, man. They don't know. They don't know when you're missing the birthdays and stuff. You know, I went out to dinner with my wife the other day, man. I ain't got no problem saying this publicly. I went out to dinner with my wife the other day, and you know what I had to tell her, man? Hold on, man. You know, we're going to go out to dinner, but, man, I'm waiting on an important call I might need to take. You know how hard that is, man? Hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, you and your girl, you know, that can create friction, man. It can. You know, yes, sir. Do, they say, man, you know what? Let me turn this ringer off, man, because I ain't trying to hear all that right now. Right. See, when you're hungry, in spite of what you have to do, that's not about you don't recognize your priorities. Right. What that's about is understanding your priorities. Yes, sir. And say, wait, and my wife said, you know what? She ain't worried about that because she know we're gonna go have 100 meals. Right. She know I got. And that's the thing. For taking care of that. That's the crazy part about it is because my wife is the same way. My wife understands where we're going. There you go. And that's the thing is you know I travel a lot for work. And even within 60 days, and again, I don't say things to brag, but I'm grateful. You know, within the last 60 days, my life has tremendously changed. You know, I'm on tour now. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. And within the last 2 weeks, I've been in 5 different cities. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, you're like, okay, I'm home. I have a newborn baby. And 60 days ago, my wife had just had the baby. Like we had a newborn. You know, my son was born in March, you know, so it was like, okay, that was why we were late. Like, okay, hey, we got to drop off the baby. That's right. And we got to do this and we got to do that. And then I have to make sure the whole team made it. Then I have to find a hotel and I got to make sure that economically this makes sense to us. That's right. But a wise man told me, if you keep showing up to the table, eventually you'll get a meal. Eventually they're gonna feed you. Just keep showing up. And that's the thing that I've learned within the last 60 days is okay, I'm gonna just keep showing up. I went to Houston. The next trip I went to Atlanta. From Atlanta, I went to North Carolina. From North Carolina, I went to South Carolina, back to Atlanta, back to San Antonio, to New Orleans. And then once I hit New Orleans, I promise the doors just opened. And I'm like, that's beautiful. Oh, they just want you to, you know what I'm saying? Just to see you. And I'm going to go through some of these pictures because you already know we got the pictures queued up. Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Listen, y'all don't even know. Like I went on Instagram, y'all. I went on Instagram and I'm like, okay, oh,
Oh, so you get to meet everybody. You know what I'm saying? You get to meet. If you don't know who it is, let me tell you who it is. That's Mariah Carey. That's Janet Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that?
Yeah.
I can't even see the screen. Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
But I know her. Everybody knows Oprah. So tell us about the feelings when everybody that calls me and they're like, man, you're living the dream of people that we see on TV. How does that feel knowing that your dreams became a reality? And yeah, you're in the room.
You know what? Hey, I really, I'm very blessed like you. I'm very humble because, years ago, I couldn't even imagine, dude. I'm like you. I'm watching these people on TV. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, wait a minute. Let me take a second look. This is J-Lo or, Oprah, whoever. And, now it's a little different because, I've been with Jan Jackson a couple times, talked with her and Mariah, all these different people. And like I said, the blessing was more than anything was being able to have the opportunity to talk to these people about what I'm doing, my vision, my dream. See, it's a little different. You know what people say? Well, hey, if you was ever in the same room with Oprah, what would you say? Or have you ever thought about that? See, some people, they don't even think like that, and then you never know. You look up and you have that opportunity, and are you really prepared for it? It's what would you do moment. And I realized real quick, when I met Michelle Obama was right after, Barack was president and everything. And, that was an experience. I'm like, man, this is Michelle Obama. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? My wife, I took my wife because my wife said, you ain't going to meet Michelle without me. So it was one of those kind of moments. And and her and Michelle was talking, and Michelle liked her top, and man, she was ready to take it off and give it to her. I mean, it was all this kind of stuff. And it was like, they had that girl time. But this is the first lady of the United States of America, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? This ain't just the average Joe Blow you meet at the corner. And it told me something. It said, wait a minute. God has opened so many doors for you to be able to. It's like you said a minute ago. It's about showing up.
Yeah.
And that's what it was for me. It was like, as I started doing this and I started going on these tours and sharing my vision with different people and getting feedback, you know what I heard from so many people? I ain't gonna mention no names. I heard this the most. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for what you're doing for the music industry. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. Those were the comments I heard the most.
Wow.
People listen. I couldn't believe it. These are people worth $100 million and beyond.
Right.
I mean, it was like, wait a minute. I'm Mike from Houston, man. I'm just this average Joe that's trying to live my dream. That's trying to make an impact. That's leave a legacy. I don't have any children, but I say this industry is my child. It's what am I leaving for my child? How am I impacting the lives of people, for those around me? I'm still a baby. I've been in this industry for 30 years. That's considered a baby. Most of my partners, they've been in the industry for 50 years. So they have a whole nother level of wisdom because they've seen multiple generations. You know what that is, right? 40 years is two generations.
Wow. Yeah.
So people don't realize that. You've seen a whole lot. And as I'm creeping up there in years and I'm going, soon enough, I'll be 40 years in the game. It's like, what have I done? What mark has I left? What wisdom has I instilled that may help the next person? And that's why I always tell people, you know what? If you don't have a mentor, a good mentor, you better get one. You better get one. And that can change your life. That's what changed my life. Is my mentor, Tom McGee. I'll speak his name. That man changed my life. He's now 72 years old, and he's dying of cancer. He's lived a full life. He's been in the music industry for 54 years, but he's left his mark. And even to this day, in his last days of his life, however long he has left on this planet, he's still continuing to pour into my life, into others' life, and saying, hey, wait a minute, don't make the same mistakes that I made. That's the biggest thing a mentor can do for you, is keep you from making them dumb mistakes that we all make, because we want it now. We're trying to make all these wonderful things happen. How come we ain't to the moon?
Right.
And that's why I always tell people is you got to be patient. You got to be willing to fight the good fight. You got to be willing to go through step 1, 2, 3. You worried about 4, 5, 6. You ain't here yet. And most of the time, if you can get through 1, 2, 3, you'll be able to handle 4, 5, 6. But most of the people, you say, like, I give this example all the time, the lottery. Most people say, man, I want to win the lottery. Oh, what does that Mega Million was up to $1 billion? But let's be real about it, Archie. What would you do with it?
Right. Are you prepared for that?
People they so stuck on wanting to win it, they don't even have a plan on what the hell to do with it. They overwhelmed. That's why most people that have won lotteries are broke now, because they didn't have a plan to succeed. They just got, hey, I just got the winning numbers and I got this huge check, more money than I ever seen in my life, and they just go crazy and things.
Do you feel like people that work and like work hard for money, you know, and work hard for success and different things, do you feel like they cherish it more?
Man, I know for a fact, and I can only speak for myself, I came from absolutely nothing, you know, single parent household, you know, much like many people, and you growing up, and if I even told you what we ate, you wouldn't even believe it. You know, it's like you barely just, you know, you go from the government cheese to the cream of wheat. You know, that's an upgrade. You know, a luxury. A luxury was to go to Red Lobster for the birthday, man. I'm telling you, that was a luxury, and you might do that once every couple of years, you know. And now people take that for granted, man. People go out and eat Papa Do's. They everywhere every week, you know, every weekend. That's like the norm, right? This generation really doing it. I'm like, man, y'all don't know nothing. You know, that was an extreme luxury. And growing up in that kind of environment, not really having much, it taught me something, because what it did was it gave me a drive that was unlike no other. Because I said, you know what, man, my mother was working 3 jobs, not one. She was working 3 jobs to take care of me and my brother. My mother didn't even have a 2nd grade education, coming from a 3rd world country. So you know what that means. She had no education. Wow. But she did it, and she was able to provide, and we made it, and we got by. And see, all of these things was driving forces that God was allowing me to see as a young buck coming up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you get to the teenage years, and you get young man, you think you know it all, and nobody can tell you nothing. But the thing was I saw, and I'll forever see. I know where I came from. So that's why when I first got the Rolex, see, people didn't understand. They see the platinum Rolex now, but they don't understand. I went damn near almost 20 years in the music industry. And we all know this is a bling bling music industry. Yeah. I didn't even have a watch. I had my pride. I couldn't understand it. I said, man, wait a minute. I said, man, that's a car. That's a car. I mean, a vehicle on somebody's hand. I couldn't conceive it because I came from nothing. I'm like, it makes no sense to me. And it took me a long time, and it took wisdom from those around me to say, wait a minute, you don't have to hide. God has blessed you. You were supposed to let your light shine. Wow. You know, so how can you be a testimony if you just holding back everything and saying, and I said, well, I just want to be a good steward. I don't think God blessed me with $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to go buy a watch. Wow. And I said, no, wait a minute. And then somebody said something to me. They said, no, the Rolex isn't for you. It's not for you to see. It's for them to see. I said, oh, God. I said, all right, give it here. Then I got the Rolex. Same thing I did with the Bentley. Same thing with all the stuff. It wasn't about the things. Because to this day, I don't care about the things.
And that's where a lot of people, that's where I had to correct a lot of people. Because, you know, we meet these celebrities. We meet people that everybody sees on TV. And I was blessed to meet Drew Sidora. I feel like that was a big thing because everybody knows her. And it was like, she shouts out 180 Life. And we took a lot of pictures, and we went to a couple after hours and did this and did that. And it was never for me. It was to inspire people that are going after, like, hey, you can do this. Like, everything, every dream that you have, if you really put your mind to it and keep going. And that's what I feel like 180 Life is. That's what I feel like Digital Radio Tracker is. Wait, you know what time it is? It's that New Music Wednesday. So we got some new music that's about to drop. Sorry, they putting up the cues. We got to drop this new music. Let's see what it's about. A Night of Elegance, Saturday, August the 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. Who is Nia Renee?
Okay?
Okay.
Give it to me. Come on. Yes, you are.
Oh, you got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treated me.
She will be in the building August the 5th, San Antonio, Texas. Appearances by Miss Perry, Sherika Cooks Willis. You got to get your tickets now at 180life.com. Thank all our sponsors. Thank all our sponsors. Listen, eBrandia got some new music dropping. I'm excited about that. Saturday, it's going down. I'm excited about that. Miss Nia Renee, eBrandia will be in the building. She goes by Miss Perry, eBrandia. She got a couple little names there. You know what I'm saying? She'll be in the building. Sherika will be in the award show is going to be bananas. So make sure y'all go get y'all tickets right now. Go get your tickets at 180life.com, 180life.com. But right now, we are live with Mr. Digital Radio Tracker himself, Mr. Michael Mathews. He's in the building with us live, encouraging. If you are just now tuning in, first off, we want to thank you. We want to thank you. He is the cover of August 2023. He is letting you know about how you have to go after your dreams. He's talking about Digital Radio Tracker, how he tracks different radio stations to let you know if your music is being played. So you got to tap in, not only get your copy, but go follow him on Facebook and all social media platforms at Digital Radio Tracker. Digital Radio Tracker. Look at that front cover right there. But we got a surprise for you, man. We got a surprise for you. So we did not get this to your office quick enough, so I have it here in my office, but it will be in the mail tomorrow. I promise, okay? Because they already coming to pick it up. But we got this. Let's see. Make sure we can see that. Boom.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Looks fabulous. Thank you.
We got you a front cover award for the 180 Life Enterprise Magazine, August 2023. We'll make sure that we get that to your office. It is our 30th issue. It is our 2-year anniversary. It is Mr. Mathews' 40th issue, Digital Radio Tracker's 40th issue. 30 plus 40 is 70. You know what that 7 means. Go ahead and tell them what that 7 means.
That's it, man. People don't realize. That's what I was going to sum it up too. You said it. 7's a number of completion, baby. We couldn't even believe we couldn't even plan this if we wanted to. It just God just was intervening. It just fell in the works and things. And that's why we said this is just such a special moment. And I can't wait because we're going to do a big post on this and stuff. And we've got some things that we're working on our end that is going to help continue to promote 180 Life Enterprise and what you guys are doing, as well as Digital Radio Tracker. But yeah, the 40-30 marriage is here. We 70 plus. You know what that means, eh? We gonna live for 70 and beyond, man. It's a beautiful thing. I'm thankful to share it with you.
Tell me, how does it feel? Like, you're saying 30 years in the industry. I'm at 2 years. And oh my God, the 2 years went by quick. I'm not gonna lie to you. It went by quick. I go back to my very first issue and I look at the growth. And then I remember when I first seen this and I'm like, man, eventually one day I'm gonna be cool with some celebrities that's gonna be on the front of my magazine. And I'm blessed to work for a plethora of them and have met so many. And then I meet you, who knows everybody. And when I have some friends that work with me and I was like, hey, met this guy. He owns, he's the founder of Digital Radio Tracker. They stopped, like, do you know who that is? Do you? And I'm like, okay, calm down. But people do that to me a lot because I don't be know who nobody is. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Explain to me what's going on. And it just really, like, how does it feel, man, not only being a pillar in the community, but really 30 years in the game? How did that go? I know it went with a lot of ups and downs. Explain that to me, man.
Yeah, it did. I mean, this industry, I mean, it's full of adversity, and you're going to go through, trials and tribulations, as they say, every kind of which way. And, for me, uh, I tell people all the time, I don't do what I do for the recognition. I didn't even want to be. That's what people need to understand. I didn't even want to take any pictures with any of these people. I've known people in the business for years. Yeah. And I just it was just the last couple of years we started doing this whole tour and meeting, taking pictures with all these people. And it was really since the pandemic, and things. And that's okay, and I wanted other people in the company to do it. I mean, y'all go do that stuff, man. I'm good. I've met 50 Cent already. I've met, different people in the industry throughout the years. It don't matter to me. And nobody wanted to do it. That's the craziest part about it. Nobody wanted to do it. They said, no. You got to do it. Right. I didn't even want to do all this cover of magazine and stuff. Man, y'all go tell the story.
Wow.
And they said, no, nobody can tell it like you. You're the founder. No, you need to do it. You're the LeBron James, some of them call me, or some say you're the Michael Jordan. You're the star player. You need to do that. I said, that's not what this is about. This has never been about Mike get famous, Mike get known. I was at a music conference. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina 2 weeks ago at the Fleet DJ conference, and all these people want to come take pictures with me. Wait a minute, man, the celebrity over there. Wow. But they just want to take pictures with me. They just wanted to post. People posting all on the Instagram and stuff saying, I met that tracker guy. Some of these people don't even know my name. They just call him that tracker guy. So I'm like, hey, wait a minute. But you see, the type of person that I am is I look for God in everything. And I'm not trying to preach on this call, but I say this. A guy called me down the hall. I'm going to the hotel room. He said, wait, that's that tracker guy over there. You know what I heard? I didn't hear a guy calling me. I heard a God idea. I said, wait a minute. He just named a mascot for DRT.
Right.
That tracker guy. Maybe that can turn into a merchandise line.
Yeah.
Maybe that can turn into this. You see how my mind works?
Yes, sir.
That's what people don't understand is that if you don't look for God, he's not going to show up.
Wow.
You have to be in tune.
Wow.
You have to pay attention because he's everywhere.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm constantly listening and I'm constantly in tune. So I'm just using it as a little example. My mind started working. That tracker guy. Wait, I never thought about that. Maybe I need to come up with a mascot and things. It's so much to business. There's so much to life. That's why 180 life, man. There's so much to this.
Wow.
You may come up with a whole concept. This is going to be 180 whatever for life. Something you may do in the future you haven't even done yet. That's why you have to keep your eyes open, eh?
Yes,
you're being blessed now. Like you said, you're traveling a little bit. You're meeting different people. You're networking. You go in here. You go in there. Be prepared. Be ready. You don't know what blessings in store for you. You don't know who you going to run into.
Yes, sir.
You don't know. I truly believe, like me even running into you was divine intervention. Like I said, you were setting up. I was setting up. We just happened to be at the same event. I was walking by. See, you don't know. I didn't know that the 40th magazine cover was going to come from the press junket we was at.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. I didn't go there saying that was what was going to happen. And I walked by and God said, you know what? That's possible. See, but it was God, but it was Archie. You were God speaking to me. You said it's possible. And I said, sign me up.
Yes, sir.
See, that's what I mean by being ready, being prepared. I didn't go to that event looking for you. You were there.
Yes, sir.
God told you hop in your car and come to Houston. See, it was by divine intervention. It was already planned. Wow. It was planned at that very minute for me to walk by, and you was there, not in the restroom somewhere, not in your car getting stuff. It's timing because I might not have walked by again.
Right. Yes, sir.
That's why I'm saying this on this open call. Many people miss their blessing because they're not prepared.
Wow.
They're not ready. They're not ready to strike when the blessing's right in front of them. Archie, you was right in front of me, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I told you, hold on a minute. Sign me up. You looking at me like you didn't understand. No, sign me up now. See, that's what it's got to be about.
Yes,
you
sir.
have to change your mindset. People have to go in and say, no, I'm looking for what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to stop.
Wow.
I'm not going to stop until I get it. You see what I'm saying? I remember when I started doing the magazine thing, I love one of my business partners. His name is Kermit. He said, because I thought we were doing something when we got to 30 covers. And I thought, I'm like, man, I'm proud of that, man. I don't know too many people that even been on 30 magazine covers. 5, much less 30, right? So I really thought I did something. Man, you know what this man told me? He said, you ain't did nothing. He said, you need to be on 40.
Wow.
It would sound better to say 40 plus covers.
Wow.
In a marketing rollout, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, man, all the hell I done been through, and I got to 30. I thought I did something.
Right.
But he saw something that even I didn't see. He said, no, guys, it's not done yet.
Wow.
That's what people need to realize. It's not done yet.
It's not done yet. I like that.
It's your time. I love what Oprah Winfrey told me. She talked to other people, sure. But she looked in my eyes. She gave me a big hug, and she said, it's you. It's now. It's your now. It's either you want it or you're not. It's your turn.
Wow.
What in the hell? This Oprah Winfrey just telling me this. I couldn't believe it. There were tears about to come down my eyes. You're lucky you didn't see tears in that picture. And she told me, she said, hold on a minute. She said, wait. She said, she told her photographer, she said, come here. Because, of course, when you meet people like that, you can't have your phone can't be nowhere around.
Right.
It's not going to happen. And she called her photographer over. She said, come here. And she told her photographer, take a picture of me and this guy. And I was still in awe, to be honest with you, just in meeting her and talking to her about DRT and what I'm doing and what she had just told me. And I didn't even realize it until she had her photographer take the picture and he sent it to me. I didn't even realize it until Archie, like you just showed the picture. She was pointing at the camera. She was trying to tell people that I'm one to watch out for.
Yes, sir.
Check this guy out.
Yes, sir.
That's what she was telling me. Why are we taking this picture? But I didn't see it until I saw the picture. I said, wait a minute. This woman she pointing at the camera.
Right.
I said, man, come on. I knew that was a once in a lifetime thing. I don't know if I'll ever be in Oprah Winfrey's presence again, but I thank her. I thank her publicly. I said, thank you for your words, Oprah. Thank you for what you've inspired me. Thank you for just taking a minute to hear my cry.
Wow.
Hear my cry, because she knows what I'm up against as a media mogul. She knows that people of color just you don't have something like this.
Right.
You don't have broadcast monitoring, a monitoring company, a media company. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Everybody's always trying to look behind the curtain, man. Who's really back there, Mike? Who's behind you? Who's pulling the strings? And it's just like you, Archie. There ain't nobody back there. Look behind that 180 Live sign. There ain't nobody back there.
Right. Yes, sir.
It's you. It's you. That's why she said, you're not next. You're now.
Wow.
Those other guys are yesterday. That's exactly what she told me. She said, those other guys are yesterday. I'm like, wait a minute. This Oprah Winfrey telling me this thing. I need to take heed. Mike, you need to listen. And things like that is what keeps me going, you guys. Things like that is what gives me the inspiration of when tech stuff is happening, when you got problems, when you got to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning because stuff is breaking down and you got to do this and you got to do that. You got to travel. You losing sleep, man. You here, and there. Unfortunately, and I apologize to you, I wish I can come to your event this week. I know it's a great event, and I appreciate the invite. If I didn't have those prior commitments, I'm going to be in New Jersey, New York this weekend.
Yes,
I'll be back, it's crazy. The scheduling is just crazy. And like I tell people all the time, it sounds crazy, but you got to get on my calendar 4 months in advance.
Yes, sir.
I'm being ugly by saying that. If you're not on the books right now, I'm scheduling stuff February next year already, on the books already.
March of next year. I just made it there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is what it is. I mean, well, we both got something for June next year. The event we met at, it's annually, the first week in every June. See, people don't realize when you have commitments like that, you've already signed up.
Yeah.
So first, you have to be a man of your word. So I'm that way. If I say I'm going to do something, that is now my priority. yeah, man, I would love to be at Archie's event. Man, he's a great guy. Man, we're doing this big thing right now, 30, 40. It would be fantastic. But at the same time, you got to have integrity in business.
That's true.
And that's what people don't realize. You got to keep your word. All you have is your name.
Wow.
And that's all I have. My name, my word is bond. It's bigger than DRT. That's what people tell me. This is bigger than Mike.
Yep.
It's not about that. So if I've already made commitment, and I just use that as an example, you've got to do that, Archie. As you grow and you build, you're going to realize, let me say you're a couple years in, man, but when you get out there, a few more years, you're going to have to start making tough decisions, man. You invited to 5 different events the same weekend.
Wow.
Where do you go? What do you do? How do you make people feel like you didn't just blow them off? You know what I'm saying? That you still need them, you still want to work with them, you still, it's still you still validate the support.
Yes, sir.
It's not an easy thing to do, but we're only one person. I think that's my biggest argument right now. You probably go through this with your staff and team. Is look, man, I'm only one person. I can only do but so much. I committed. When did we lock this down? We locked this down a few weeks ago, Archie. Look, people don't realize this little hour that me and you carved out for this call. This has been on the books. This ain't you. Just called me this morning talking about maybe you hop on this live call. We have to schedule because we're very busy men.
The crazy thing about it was we did this about 35 days ago, 40 days ago, right? So we scheduled a call. Everybody knows my lives are on Thursday. He said, hey, I'm busy on that Thursday. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I need you on Thursday. Well, what about Wednesday? And I'm like, well, I normally do this on Wednesday. Okay, I can do this. Hey, we got 1 hour. We got to make it happen because I got to go do this right once this is done. And he's like, okay, let's do it. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. I'm learning that, I want to be in all these different places and I want to, but I have to get rest too. And then I have to explain to people, I have a wife and a baby at home. You know what I'm saying? I still got to, and that's where the part that I don't think people really understand is I still got to juggle family. I still got to juggle, because if I don't do business, it's not going to get done. So I still got to juggle business, and I still got to make sure this gets paid, and I still got to then I have to still be a husband, and I still got, you know what I'm saying? Like she understands, okay, this is what it does. Yeah. But you got to be able to juggle it all, and you want to be everywhere, and I want to support everybody. You know what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, I have to tell people business is business, and at this point, on a business move, this move is better than this move. I don't really even explain it. You just try to make people not feel bad or whatever the situation is, because you do want to work with more people. Like I tell people, I feel like networking will get you in places degrees can't. Charisma and your word, a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? I remember we were talking and I'm like, okay, it's a lot of work that got to be done if we're going to make this, we're going to pull this off. And you know what I'm saying? You was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm like, I'm ready. Okay, boom. We went back and forth. We
did it.
And we made it happen. You know what I'm saying?
I want to add something, Archie, not to cut you off, but let me add something right there in that train of thought. This is very important for your listeners to grasp. What people don't understand, it's not about how many people. Like people are, man, I don't want to know this. I'm just saying this, Archie. But there could be 2 people on this call, or there could be 200,000. It doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. See, what I know, some people in the music industry, they say, well, man, if it ain't X amount of people, I'm not going to do the call. I'm not going to show up. I'm not going to. And I'm using this example. This is very important. The same people you see going up, it's the same people you see coming down. Yep. You cannot step on people. You cannot look at things and say, hey, I'm going to measure this and say, hey, you know what? If it ain't got 10,000 people on the call, Archie, I ain't getting on it. No, there's value in lives. I don't care if there's one person on the call. I don't care if it's just me and you talking.
Right.
Because see, I understand and I expect that I know it's going to go on and touch other lives. It don't matter.
Right.
Because it's not just about today. It's about tomorrow and the day after.
Right.
So it's a different mindset that you got to have if you want to be successful. Quit worrying about all that. If I can't perform in front of 1 million people, I ain't performing. It's no, man. If there's even 2 people there, those 2 people can become super fans. Buy your merchandise, stream your music, support you till the day they die.
Wow.
That's what it is. And you're willing to blow those 2 off because you got 10,000 people over here that don't even like you, that don't even want to support you, that will not even become super fans. You don't know that. You don't know that. And what I always tell people, I don't like to preach to people, but let's be real about it. It's 2 fish and 5 loaves, baby. Go back and read the story. People don't get it. That's all it takes. It doesn't take much for a blessing to flow and overflow. And that's what
that's the part that a lot of people don't get, though. And I literally was just talking about this on Sunday. They don't get the part that I told somebody. I was like, look, I don't even want to be at the main feast.
Mm-hmm.
It was the scraps. Yep. It was the leftovers that still fed the multitude. Like, it was leftovers that they was able to take home and feed their children. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. The overflow and blessing. See, until you start talking about and understand that I want to live in the overflow and blessing, but that's a whole nother day's call. People don't understand that. They have to think about that again. Try living in the overflowing blessing. And until you do and experience what that's even partially like, it will blow your mind. Because I was one of those people, I didn't understand it until I got in it. Wow. And when you get in it, it becomes a whole different animal.
Wow. Listen, everybody, I got Mr. Michael Mathews with us. Y'all already know this time flies by when you're having fun. He's the front cover of our 180 Life Enterprise magazine, August 2023. It's our 30th issue, everybody. We had 2 years. It's his 40th issue. Y'all definitely go over to Amazon, get your copy. It is on Amazon.com. You can also go to 180life.com and get you a copy as well. Listen, you can see us on Instagram, 180life_180 show. Give us your social media handles, man.
Okay, everything is at Digital Radio Tracker, so easy to remember. At Digital Radio Tracker. It's digitalradiotracker.com. Sign up for a free account, get on our mailing list, etc. Check out what we're doing, whether you're an industry tastemaker or if you're an actual artist or label that has music. You'll be surprised. Use our free artist database search and find out when and where your song is being played.
Man, digitalradiotracker.com. Listen, we're going to make sure we get that in the comments. We're going to make sure that we get it across the screen. Digitalradiotracker.com. So we got a few announcements, everybody. Y'all already know. We got to shout out the people that help us stay on the air. So give definitely a big shout out to Sin Styles LLC. Thank y'all so much for everything that you guys are doing over there at Sin Styles. All of our wonderful sponsors. Thank y'all so much for everything that you're doing. Thank you so much for your support. We have to give out a big shout out because it is the second annual Boston Up Extravaganza. That is November the 11th, 2023. That is in Austin, Texas. You already know I'm hosting, so y'all might as well get y'all tickets now because I will be in the building. Definitely reach out to Miss Margaret Neely. She can make sure that she gets you all taken care of. Listen, Saturday from 12 to 3, we're having a networking rally. I have so many giveaways. I got to give this stuff away, so y'all got to come through. I got a wonderful panel of people telling you how to conduct business, what type of education you might need. They're going to be talking about so many different things, so you got to come through and check it out. I got a couple of people that's doing book signings. I have so many vendors that's going to be in the building, so make sure that you get this flyer. We will be posting it all week. After that, we will open up the red carpet at 6 p.m. The Night of Elegance Award Gala is going down. The awards have just been delivered within the last 24 hours. I am excited. I hope you guys are excited. So you already know that you can come and get your tickets at 180life.com. Make sure that you get your tickets now. Listen, today has been a wonderful show. We want you to go get your subscription. Get you a subscription. Tell people to get a subscription. Tell your mom and your daddy, get a subscription to 180 Life Enterprise Magazine. You'll get this copy to your doorstep. You don't got to worry about nothing. Just pay for your subscription. It'll be at your doorstep within the next 7 to 10 business days. Listen, Sin Styles is in there. Mr. Michael Mathews himself is in there. Mama's Daughter shout out is going to be in Dallas. Y'all already know I'm on my way to Dallas. The author, Miss Ice Cream, she has some great poems in there. So y'all definitely have to get your copies. Get your copies. It's on Amazon.com. We will drop the link. Matter of fact, I think the link is already up. It is already up. So make sure it is ready to go. Make sure there it goes right there. Big shout out to Mrs. 180. She's not in the studio today because, one of us got to go and represent, and she's representing us well where she is at. So give a big shout out to the Voice Revival Center. Thank y'all so much for everything that you guys are doing. Mr. Michael Mathews, thank you so much. Digital Radio Tracker, thank y'all so much for coming through. Thank you for everything that you're doing in the community. If you was able to inspire one person and tell them to keep going after it, what would you say?
Wow, inspiring one person, I would say exactly like Oprah said. You know what? It's not tomorrow, it's now. And this is your time. This is now. If you haven't started, start today. Start right now. That's the best advice I can give you, is make it happen. Get to moving, no matter what it is. No more excuses. Just make it happen.
Wow. No more excuses. No more excuses. Man, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you for giving me this hour of your time. Y'all already know we're about to share this out for the next 7 days. Y'all going to see videos everywhere. Y'all already know we're going to do the reels. We're about to do everything. We're about to have a good time. My editing team is already on it. So thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to make sure that we stay in contact. This is just the beginning. Let them know this is just the beginning.
And you know what? We're going to figure something out. We're going to get this dates on this calendar, and maybe next year's event, we're going to be there. So you know what? We're going to figure it out. Keep me posted. And we're here. You know, we're always going to support 180 Life for Life. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you know, vice versa. I got two artists that we already done sent and did the free setup, so they ready to go. Once that music drop, we gonna be up in there.
Let's talk. Oh yeah, for sure. All right, we're here. All right, talk to you soon, Archie.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Listen, everybody, thank y'all so much for tapping in with the 180 Show. I'm your host, Mr. 180. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for your support. It has been an honor. This Saturday, it's going down. I'm not gonna keep you long. But remember, be kind to one another. Go after your dreams and make sure that you make your dreams a reality.
See, when you invest in something and you hustle and you work for something, you got a different